So today we're going to talk to you about this amazing digital resource that we found.
It works online, it works on laptops, it works on the iPad, it works on any mobile device.
Yes, and it's absolutely fantastic for a normal classroom blended learning environment.
Or even in a remote learning environment.
Let's show the teachers how it works.
But hang on a wee second, don't you think we better explain what Flipgrid really is first?
Oh, of course, how could I forget? Well, anyway, Flipgrid is basically a website where teachers can create what they call grids to help get video discussions.
So the teachers can create a grid, and then from the grid they can create different topics.
Yes, that's exactly it. And the children respond to topics from a video prompt by the teacher or maybe some other evidence the teacher has shared.
And then, if the teacher says they can then respond to other children's topics and listen to the opinions and the views of others.
Yes, exactly. So it's a great way to build up knowledge and build discussions.
Also, they can take videos of other things, but we'll go on to more of that later.
Yes, but thanks for reminding me. Okay.
Well, first of all, you'll need to give the teachers time to explore and evaluate what Flipgrid is.
So the best way to do that is to create a Flipgrid and a topic for the teachers to respond to. Something meaningful. For example, this one.
We did it all about remote learning and how people were feeling.
So you get people to respond
to the grid, and then you can show them how to leave feedback, building on or agreeing and disagreeing with other people's responses.
Then in groups they can talk about what worked, how they could use this in their class, and anything that they could add to the specific to the year group or their specialist teaching.
This is also a good opportunity to discuss troubleshooting and things that might possibly go wrong. But as you'll see in a few minutes, we already did this with the students.
More about that later.
Once you've done all that, you can go to the Disco library to get inspiration for things that you might want to use.
And it'll, show you things that you can add to grids and topics.
Yeah, and this is really cool. Why reinvent the wheel?
Also, while you're at it, you should probably get Flipgrid certified, which you can do through Flipgrid's site.
And if you want some really good ideas, go to Twitter, where everything is. Or join a Facebook group and check out Flipgrid on YouTube.
It is a really good idea to grow what you call your personal learning network, your PLN, and using social media is one of the best ways to do that.
Yeah, because you can make friends with people who have the same interests as you. You can learn lots of stuff from them, and then you can embed them into your practice.
Speaking of which, Flipgrid is so easy to use. Like here we have Seesaw, which we use in class and when we're remote learning.
And all you need to do is make a wee link and the children can join.
But if you're in school and if you have it set up, or even if you're at home and have it set up, they can join through their Gmail.
And if you're in class, you could even have QR codes for them to scan. It'd be really fun. Now, when we first discovered Flipgrid, we thought, how on earth are we going to explore this properly?
So we decided that we would just go right ahead and play with it in class.
Yeah, and it was great fun. So I set up a grid and I had 2 truths and a lie, and I got all the children to make a video saying 2 truths and a lie.
And we got everybody to do this by themselves in a space that they chose. And
yeah, some people got a bit stuck, but other people helped them out, which was great. So we had some troubleshooting all the way along. We would show things on the interactive whiteboard with Apple TV. Yeah, and then we could figure things out together and show really good ideas and stuff.
Yes, and so we started off with just the videos, and then the children were encouraged to watch the other videos.
And also respond with their answer. Which did they think was the lie out of the 2 truths and a lie that their friends had given? And they also had to explain the reasons why.
Yeah, and nobody got mine. It was amazing. So through this process, we learned about things like logging on. Some children had difficulty logging on.
Yes, some children found it easy to access with their Gmail, which was signed in, but then others who were not signed in to their school Gmail had a bit of a problem.
But altogether, we learned quite a lot of things.
Yeah, we didn't show us how to do the outfits and the hats and stuff, and we figured all that out all by ourselves, and we put the backgrounds on and the filters. This is absolutely true. I did not show them any of that.
Yes, because it's amazing what children will find out for themselves if you just let them have the time.
Absolutely!
So you might be wondering how we might use Flipgrid to promote digital citizenship or to empower student learning.
Well, quite frankly, Flipgrid does both. I mean, you could even have digital citizenship as one of your topics or as its own grid and then have several topics regarding digital citizenship about it.
Also, in the classroom, you should create rules about communication and content before you really get into Flipgrid. And the children could, do that with you to establish a culture of respect and
community, because it's all about building a community and the power of learning from one another.
building on ideas, questioning and contributing,
Describing things, speaking in English, explaining tricky concepts in ways that other people might understand.
Adding to what people say, thinking about, how to give feedback in a nice way.
And always being safe by logging in correctly.
Exactly. And as for empowering student learning, this could even be a digital portfolio for some of them, because they'll always be able to see their grids and they can see just how far they've come.
And nobody has to be shy because they can go into their iPad in a quiet space and do it by themselves, as they want to.
So we're thinking how might Flipgrid transform work with colleagues and or students. So we've got our colleague here. Hello. Well, I must say I really love Flipgrid and I really enjoyed being introduced to it as part of our PD, and I definitely think it's something that I would like to continue using even for PD, or just getting ideas from other Flipgridders.
Well, that's absolutely true because you can connect globally with other teachers if you want to, and they can actually be co-pilots in your class. You mean we can have a teacher from another school?
Yes, it does mean that. You can have teachers from anywhere around the world, and that means you can also see videos from the students in these classes. Oh, that is a marvellous idea. It's great to build, global connections in this day and age, the digital age.
And you know what else I like? I like the fact that I can revisit my Flipgrid anytime I like, and I can add to it whenever. So if I have a new idea to do with my project, I can add it whenever I want. Yes, and we also like to make reflections in our classroom, about a project or a piece of learning.
And you can think about what you knew before and what you know now. And this even works for the teachers. Yes, it's really a great place to collaborate
and create and share and basically be a community. We love Flipgrid.
Now, by using Flipgrid, you can actually meet quite a few of the SD Educator standards.
So, for example, you'll could be actively participating in Local for Sure networks, and also you can expand your horizons with global learning networks, as we talked about.
Yes, digital citizenship is really important in 3C, so children get experience in being good digital citizens and making positive contributions and using respectful language.
And, being able to give feedback in a nice way in a community.
And in 4, we've got collaboration, and collaboration is what it's all about these days. And, everybody should be able to collaborate in authentic situations. And if we were to use, Grid Pals, you can collaborate all over the world, or even just invite special guests or students from other schools or classes.
And, as an educator, you can design these learning experiences for students. You can differentiate with different groups. For example, you could have different topics for different reading groups or maths groups or anything you want, so that learner differences can be met.
and you can facilitate, creative expression by, modeling how to use Flipgrid, and children can hide in their wee glasses and things like that if they want, or they can make connections as they go along, by adding to different grids. So, they can express themselves and think about what they may have thought at one point, and then how their feelings have changed along time, and update this.
And finally, this is also a great way for our teachers to analyse student progress and student learning without giving them a test. Some children don't like writing